Hi there, this is Linda and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. In this video, I'm putting together my project life spread for the week of January 22nd through January 28th, 2024. I'm working with the Big Sky collection from Cocoa Daisy. This was actually their March themed kit, but I thought it would be fun to use it in January because it has a lot of blues, which to me is a very winter color, but of course it works well for March as well. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so I personally love the Southwest or Western theme of this kit. I lived in Arizona for a period of time that I didn't scrapbook. And so I have a lot of photos and stories from that time to go back and scrapbook. And I know a lot of these colors and themes would work really well for a lot of those stories. So I love this as an opportunity to do that. That said, I know that a lot of people are a little hesitant with this theme because they either don't live in the Southwest or they haven't spent time in the West and they don't have those stories to tell. So I'm going to, for my first project, put together a project life spread, which is just a random week in January. So this is a March Southwest themed kit, but I'm just going to use it for a week in January. I think that the colors will work really well, but I just kind of picked a random week. So we'll see how this works. I think that this is going to go well though. So not a ton happened this week. Let me grab my Hobonichi cousin. So I have my Hobonichi cousin here where I do keep track of what happens each day so that I have it as a reference for this. So I'm going to put this aside just so I have it when I'm figuring out what to document. But really not a ton happened this week. I was super busy at work and I had a lot of really bad headaches. I suffer from really bad headaches and they were really coming back in full force this week. I've been on some medication for them and it had been getting better, but they haven't been very good lately. So yeah, this week was pretty rough and it was also very stressful at work. It snowed a little bit. So all of those things to say, I had a pretty quiet day at home. Let's see. I feel like I have a few too many photos, but I'm going to make it work. Yeah, so let's see. So I have like a lot of quiet time at home. I had, a lot of nothing going on. So I have cat photos, food photos, stuff. And some people say like, why do you want to document this? Because it's fun, because I love documenting it, because I love looking back and seeing like, this is what my life looks like and cherishing these little moments because look at this cute little face, you guys. One of the big things that did happen this week was I hosted the first story Zoom chat at Allie Edwards. And so I wanted to document that. And I thought that this 4x6 card would be great for that. So I printed this 4 inches wide in the Zoom screen. I just went to the replay of it and just screenshotted it. So if you wanted to document this as well, if you participate in this Zoom, just go into the classroom and screenshot that. And I put that, I'm going to put that on here and document it. So I use this card as a base. And then let's see, I need a title card. And I think what I want to do, so there's 2 4x6 cards here that I had saved. So I could do this one, which I think really like the sentiment is nice, but I love this one, even though it doesn't make sense for what's happening this week though. So I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to use this one just because I love it or use this one, which does make sense. I think I will use this one that makes sense because I can use that in so many other places. But I think you could just use this for the colors. Like who really cares if the sentiments don't really line up if it's like a background pattern like that, right? So I think that is kind of my starting place. Now let me go through the cards and kind of see what else I want to document. Now I do have quite a few photos, so I might want to cut some of them down to go on cards, but we'll see. So I know I need a journaling card for just like random stories from the week. I want to journal about my headaches and kind of that going on. Let's see what else. I have this Zoom, which I can journal about on here. I don't really have any other big stories going on right now. Just like super stressed at work, that kind of, just like random stuff, right? So I'm gonna just go through these and kind of briefly decide what I want to do with them. I think this one would be perfect to document the headaches. That one I think would be fun to save for my daughter's page. I do really like this one for like the random stories of the week. Okay, I definitely want this one this week because I love this card and I think that that's just perfect stuff to document. And then I guess I want a filler card. So this one is a good one. Actually, I really like this one. This would also be great if I had more journaling. That one would be good for this week too because I did just lounge all week. But I really like that sentiment and the colors. Let's see. Yeah, I think those are going to be the ones that I use as my bases. And then just try and think if I want anything else. So I have a lot of photos here, so I'm considering maybe cropping a photo down and putting it on top of like this photo of my house in the snow. Like I could just crop this part off. Like I don't need that much lawn. So I think I'm gonna do that and maybe put on this paisley one, which is so pretty. And then I'm gonna just rearrange a little bit. Okay, so I think that's a good base. Now I'm gonna go through and see if there's any that I wanna cut up because I wasn't really thinking about that, but I'm not sure if there are this time. This one would also be a good base if I wanted to like cut, like I could cut this photo down and just stick it inside this frame, or I could cut out the frame and put it on top of the photo and kind of block out this extra. That is a thought. I'm not sure if I want to do it yet. I'm just going to put it right there. I'm just going to go through the rest of these quickly. Okay, so I'm considering cutting this one out, but I also feel like I can maybe find that elsewhere in the kit without cutting that up. So that's a maybe. Otherwise, I didn't really find ones that I want to cut up this time. You guys know I love to cut out sentiments, but this time I feel like a lot of sentiments were like very designed in a way that I guess you could still cut them out. Like this one, for example, you could very easily cut around this and put like on top of a photo of Nashville, Tennessee, but I don't have that story to tell. This one, I think would be cute, like punched as a circle. So there are some that would work really well. Like this one would be cute, cut out, like punch a circle and put it on a photo. But I don't think it really goes with any of the stories that I have this week. So I'm good with this. Well, could put it on these, but okay. So now I'm going to look through the rest of the embellishments and kind of decide if there's anything else I want to use. Thinking of maybe doing like a rub-on this time. Like, we've got that like, hey y'all on here. I know I want to use these though to document like the story chat title. And then I do want to do some journaling. I'm thinking I just want to do it right on top of this. But I'm not sure yet. I really wish I could put like these on photos, but I don't have photos for specific days. This was not a week where I took photos like that. Okay, I think I'm gonna put you guys on fast forward while I hem and haw and start to get things put together. So yeah, let me put the spread together. Okay, so I start by going through all of the stickers. So I have the Classic Cousin sticker kit, plus I have stickers from the Modern Memory Keeper kit, and I think there's some in the journaling kit as well. So I just have like quite a bit of collection of stickers that I pick up each month, and I like having all those options to use in my project life, even though some of them are technically planner stickers. They work well in project life. I started with my title card here. I found 2 very thin label stickers to add my dates on, and I really love how that came out. And then I'm working on this card down here in the bottom left corner to document this story Zoom. For this card, I love that I printed the photo smaller than 4x6, so I had the opportunity to kind of build almost like a mini scrapbook layout on this 4x6 card. I think that when people started doing Project Life years ago, this was way more common than now, and I do like to do it every so often. I don't want to do it on more than one card in a spread, maybe 2 max, because I don't want it to look so busy, but I love doing it here. And this kit worked so well for this. So I added one of the labels, which was one of the die cut pieces. And then I used one of the washi strips as a base for my title and added the title Story Zoom using the puffy alphas that came in the Modern Memory Keeper collection. I decided to add some journaling on the side there, but I wasn't really sure how to do it. So I decided to just add some embellishing at the top first. I added another strip of washi, and I added one of the word phrase strips that said my first rodeo, which was great because this was my first one of these Zoom calls, and I thought that was fun. So I kind of struggled to decide what to put there. I was considering doing one of the clipboard ones, but I didn't really like the size or shape of them. And so I found that there was this a sticky note sheet that was in the journaling kit. And they're super cute, but you have a ton of them. So I don't mind cutting them up because they're a sticky note pad. And so I cropped one down just to hold the lines of the journaling lines that are on it and kind of cropped off all of the writing and stuff that's on the top. And used it as a spot to just add a little bit of journaling to add context to this photo. And that called that spread done, or that little card. Next, I'm working on this currently card. So this says currently reading, watching, eating, and listening. And I love a good currently list. So this gave me an opportunity to just make note of the things that I'm reading, watching, eating, and listening to this week, which I don't always have a chance to document in my project life. I do document my books and things like this elsewhere. A lot of times it's in my Hobonichi Cousin in my journal, and I keep a media journal, but I don't always put it in my project life, so I like when I am prompted to do this. I'm just looking at my Hobonichi Cousin off screen to write all of these things in. This is also a good way to add more journaling if you don't have a ton of stories and need an extra card to fill a pocket. You can add something of substance rather than just a filler. On this photo of pumpkins sitting on my lap, I added just a little bit of journaling on a label sticker there that just says craving lots of quiet and cozy this week, because I really was. And I just wanted to kind of capture that vibe from this week in my overall documenting on the spread. Next, I'm working on this photo of me playing on my Nintendo Switch with Pumpkin sitting next to me, and I took the label that said just be blank and I put the word ease in there, which is my one little word for the year. And just to kind of show that I am trying my best to live this word, even though so far 2024 has been extremely busy and I don't think it's planning on slowing down anytime soon. But I am focused on trying to take it easy and slow down. Next, I went to this washi roll. This is super fun to have a washi roll that has like stickers on it because you have so many options and it repeats. So you have the same sticker over and over again. There's one that's little triangles, like 3 little triangles. And you guys, I love that one so much. I added it to that label that says just be ease. And I added a little sun on the one of pumpkin on my lap. Next, I'm creating this filler card. I used one of the wood veneer ampersands and added it onto that striped card. I love that wood veneer ampersand so much and just love how that filler card came together. I'm just super thrilled with it. Like I said in the intro, I cropped on this photo of my house and I put it on this blue paisley card. And then I'm adding the part from one of the sticky notes that I cut up for the story zoom. There is a section on there that has just like a little box for journaling, and I just turned that into a label and made a note of the weather this week because that's kind of what I was capturing in that photo. Like I said, I'm documenting a lot of like little stories. You can see from this, a lot of people ask, should I do project life? I don't know that anything interesting happens in my life. And you can see here that not a lot of interesting stuff is actually really happening, or interesting, I guess, is a relative term. I find it interesting to look back and see, yes, I'm sitting on the couch with my cat playing on my Switch, and what books am I reading, and what shows am I watching, and what food am I eating, and what's the weather. Like, these are just fun things to look back on, and I just enjoy having these albums. And so that's just a reminder that it doesn't really matter if you feel like your stories are like big or anything like special is happening. Documenting these everyday life little details is super fun and super fun to look back on. On this journaling card, it says low-key bad day, which I thought was perfect to document my headaches and insomnia. So like I mentioned in the intro, I suffer from headaches and insomnia, and my doctor had prescribed some medication last year that had been working, and it seems to not have been working very well in January. Thankfully, now when I'm recording this voiceover in March, I'm definitely getting a lot better with my headaches, but I just wanted to make note of how rough this week was, and that is something I'm definitely paying close attention to so I can check in with my doctor. And having these notes in my scrapbook actually helps with reference for things like that. On this card with the ampersand, I'm just adding some notes of random stories from the week. Again, there's not a lot that happened this week, so these are just like little details. I baked bread. I'm currently obsessed with cutting things out of magazines. I worked in the office a lot. I set up my Amazon storefront, which is linked in my description box for all of my videos now. If you want to support my channel and purchase something on Amazon through my link, I get a small commission. It's no charge to you, and it definitely helps me fund my scrapbooking and these videos. Just a note, the way that Amazon commissions work, if you click on one of my links and then you buy anything else on Amazon, I get a commission. So if you want to support me, you can always use my links when you shop on Amazon and give me a little something to spend on supplies to make these videos for you. Sorry for that little plug. But anyways, back to what I'm doing. I finished up a few more of the photos and embellishments, and I'm just kind of laying everything or cropping everything down to put into the pockets and making sure I like the order. So ultimately, I had that card that has the ampersand list on the top of the right-hand page, but I also used that same ampersand on that filler card that I love. So I switched it to the left-hand page so the two ampersands weren't right next to each other on the spread. And it actually helps kind of tie the two sides of the spread together using that same ampersand shape rather than having them side by side, which just looks a bit too repetitive, in my opinion. So I'm slipping everything in the pocket, and I also really like that bringing that white card on this side kind of has a break space because there's a lot of photos on that page, and there's a lot of darker photos and dark cards. Moving on to the right-hand side, I'm cropping things down to fit in the page protectors. So all of these cards and photos are cropped to 3x4, but this page protector that has the 9 3x4s, I always find that the bottom row is too short. So I always have to crop things down a little bit to slide them into those pockets. These are the ones from Ali Edwards and Studio Calico brand. So maybe other brands of page protectors don't have that issue, but I find that these ones do. And that just wrapped up my spread. Here's a look at that completed spread and how it came out. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.